Shalom, and welcome to this edition of Revealing the Truth, where we cover the headlines, the heartlines, and biblical truth. I'm your host, the Reverend Rabbi Eric Walker. Revealing the Truth is broadcast live via the internet every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time from our own television studios here in Birmingham, Alabama. Our program is the media branch of Igniting a Nation Incorporated, a 501c3 ministry devoted to reaching the church with the truth of the Bible from a Jewish believer's perspective. We are a commercial-free network supported 100% by your contributions. We are committed to bringing a bold voice to a wide variety of topics presented from a biblical worldview. The live broadcast will be televised via our website at ianbn.com and archived on our YouTube channel. You can follow us at Igniting a Nation on Facebook and Twitter for the latest show updates and daily guests. Send us your comments at info@ignitinganation.com. And now for today's rant. If the rapture forecaster was right, we are all left behind. If he was wrong, then maybe he'll be right in 6 months when his revised date will come in October. Then again, maybe our destiny is not tied up at all in whether we get taken up or not taken up. I was amazed at how many kept a watchful eye and how many entertained discussions about this topic of a rapture of the righteous and tribulation to the remainder. Destiny is seen as a sequence of events that is inevitable and unchangeable. There is often confusing argument that individuals can choose their own destiny by selecting different paths throughout their life, even though the different courses of action the individuals take nonetheless lead to a very predetermined destiny. I was not surprised to read King Solomon's reflections on destiny and the charge he gives us in the Word from Ecclesiastes 9, beginning in verse 1. So I reflected on all this and concluded that the righteous and the wise are what they do are in God's hands, but no man knows whether love or hate awaits him. All share a common destiny, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the bad, the clean and the unclean, those who offer sacrifices and those who do not. As it is with the good man, so with the sinner. As it is with those who take oaths, so with those who are afraid to take them. This is the evil in everything that happens under the sun. The same destiny overtakes all. The hearts of men, moreover, are full of evil, and there is madness in their hearts while they live, and afterward they join the dead. Anyone who is among the living has hope. Even a live dog is better off than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. They have no further reward, and even the memory of them is forgotten. Their love, their hate, their jealousy have long since vanished. Never again will they have a part in anything that happens under the sun. Go eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for it is now that God favors what you do. Always be clothed in white, and always anoint your head with oil. Enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun, all your meaningless days. For this is your lot in life and in your toilsome labor under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might, for in the grave where you are going there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. I have seen everything else under the sun. The race is not to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. Moreover, no man knows when his hour will come. Jesus said in Matthew 24, verse 29, immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened and the moon will not give its light. The stars will fall from the sky and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and all the nations of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky with power and with great glory. And he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see all these things, you know that it is near, right at the door. I tell you the truth, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. No one knows about that day or hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. This is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken, and the other one left. 2 women will be grinding with a handmill. One will be taken, and the other one left. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come, but understand this. If the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom the master has put in charge of the servants in his household, to give them their food at the proper time? It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. I tell you the truth, he will put him in charge of all his possessions. But suppose that servant is wicked and says to himself, "My master is staying away a long time," and he then begins to beat his fellow servants and to eat and drink with drunkards. The master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he is not aware of. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Do we know our destiny? Are we prepared for our destiny? Or, as it says in Hebrews 9:27 and 28, just as man is destined to die once and after that to face judgment, so Messiah was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many people. And he will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him. What is our destiny? Is it wrapped up in whether or not we get taken up to be saved from trials and tribulations, and to put our hope in this escape clause? Or is it to hear God's call and answer it, receive God's plan of salvation for our own lives, and then be used of God to affect the lives of others through our testimony, our faith, and our love? And as it says in Hebrews 7 through 15, so as the Holy Spirit says, "Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in the rebellion during the time of testing in the desert, where your fathers tested and tried me, and for 40 years saw what I did. This is why I was angry with that generation, and I said, their hearts are always going astray, and they have not known my ways. So I declared on oath in my anger, they shall never enter my rest. See to it, brothers, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God. But encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. We have come to share in Messiah if we hold firmly to the end the confidence we had at first. As has just been said, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as you did in rebellion." That is our destiny, to serve the Lord. And that, my friends, is today's rant.